Hey, what is up, everyone? This is Zach, aka Keats39 here, bringing you another NFL Showdown. We have a game that's probably going to be high scoring, so will probably be pretty decent to watch. Um, Chiefs slates are always hard on one game slates, but there are a couple misprices. Probably going to be a different build than what I normally like to do with Chiefs Showdowns because I usually like to captain those expensive guys because they're locking to so many fantasy points. But I don't really think that's going to be the strategy today. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into this one, starting with the Kansas City side of the ball. Um, we all know. So the one thing I will say about this slate is I don't think there's one guy that I'm like jamming into the lineup. Like Pat Mahomes, obviously probably the best player in the slate. I could see a way to fading him, even if he puts up 25 points. There's going to be a lot of points, so if it's going to cut, like if he doesn't get the rushing touchdown, I think that it's in play to not play him. Um, a big reason for this is I do think this is massive Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill games. Um, so right before, um, not right before, but the last couple of weeks, Tyreek Hill has been banged up. Got the extra day off for this week, playing on Monday night. Um, he has been playing through the injury. I haven't seen anything about him being banged up, so I'm kind of guessing he's back to full go. I know the last couple of games. I'll check this quick. I know he was 72%, 57% after playing like these 90% snap games. Um, I do think this is a big spot for him. Excuse me. The Giants do have a really good cover corner in James Bradbury, but I don't think that Bradbury matches up very well against Tyreek Hill. Um, so yeah, I do think this is going to be a massive Tyreek Hill game. As I think both these guys really do have big games. For Travis Kelce, the Giants don't have Jabril Peppers, who is like an athletic type safety that could keep up with Kelce. He wouldn't like keep up with him, but uh, compared to others, he could probably keep up with him a little better. Um, he's out. I don't think the Giants have any player that can keep up with Travis Kelce either. They're ranked 16th against tight ends. Don't look too much into that. Um, but yeah, if you just look 12 targets, 11 targets, 10 targets, 6 targets, 11 targets, like you're going to get targets. So right now, he's not getting targeted in the red zone, which absolutely blows my mind. I don't expect that to keep up. I think he's going to get some positive TD regression is not the right word, but you guys know what I mean there. So yeah, really like all of these guys, and keep going. I really like Daryl Williams too. Um, had a rough game last game in the one where they're getting murdered. There's 10-point favorites here today, so I don't really expect that to happen. Giants giving up 125 rushing yards a game, which is towards the bottom of the NFL. Um, and they trust him in the pass game. That's kind of the reason why he's gotten all this playing time. He was already kind of their third down, hurry up offense type back. So like getting 4 to 5 targets a game, like that's a nice little floor. So the big thing about this slate is you got to get the touchdowns. Like I think that all three of these guys are very, very strong touchdown guys. So part of it is honestly luck. All three of them are good matchups. So, but that's pretty much the end of where my Chiefs interest goes. Nicole Hartman, a GPP play. He's not been what they want him to be as a second round pick. But if you like, so right now my builds, I'm kind of captain kickers. If you want that upside play, Nicole Hartman's like the same price. I think it's very, very fair to do that. We know how good Harrison Butker is, probably top kicker in the league. And now I'm looking at it. Nicole Hartman has been just as good as the kickers for and has a better ceiling. So I don't know, I might switch that one up. But yeah, I really like the kickers. I like Jerry McKinnon a pretty decent amount. If you're trying to just punt a guy off, only 1,000. He saw last week. He saw 30%. Yeah, pretty much. He's going to play this 30% snap rate. which at 1K as a really, really good back. I've always been a big fan of Jeremy McKinnon. He grades really well in Player Profiler. He's had really good big games before. Good pass catcher. So yeah, playing 30% of snaps. I think that he's probably the best punt on the slate if you're just looking to get more studs in. So then the last of them, you're looking at Byron Pringle, Demarcus Robinson, Josh Gordon. Look at their snap counts last week when they're trailing, but you got 80% D-Rob snaps, 70% Nicole Hartman, 47% Pringle, 11% Josh Gordon. So yeah, when you look at that, you're getting 80% of snaps for Demarcus Robinson at $1 or $800. That's a really strong value play with Pat Mahomes out there. He hasn't been very good this year, but like you're playing that many snaps with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Like there's nothing wrong with playing with that. Like the one worry is that Josh Gordon, he's been there 2 weeks now. Maybe he's up to speed and he gets more playing time in the primetime game. But yeah, all those guys are just GPP to me. What was Pringle at? Yeah, he played 50% of snaps last week. He's in play as well. So all those punt, I'm sure one of those punt guys are going to be in the winning lineup. It's just good luck picking the right one. So yeah, now we'll get over to the Giants side. This is where you decide to slate. All of these guys are too cheap, honestly. Like the Chiefs defense is terrible. Daniel Jones has been really good actually this year, especially for fantasy. He's had absolutely horrible matchups these last 2 weeks, so don't look too much into that. But yeah, we've seen him have these monster ceiling games, and he's 10K. Like he should probably be at over 11K. The Chiefs give up rushing yards to quarterbacks. Daniel Jones has had some big rushing games and primetime games. So, yeah, I think he is just way too cheap. Very, very strong play here. And a game they're going to be losing probably. They're going to have to score. So, just a lot of upside for Daniel Jones. He's one of my top plays on the slate. So then you get to all these guys that normally don't play. Devontae Booker. He's a really good fantasy running back. He's really good at catching passes. He's good at scoring when they get to the inside the 5, I'll just say. So he does things that are really, really attractive for fantasy play. And you get a great matchup again with Kansas City. Look at his snap counts quick. 82% last week, 72% the week before, 88% the week before that. Like, so you're getting a large amount of snaps from the starting running back in a game that they're going to score points. I probably prefer him over Darrell Williams. Yeah, I think he's just really, really strong play here. 8K is too cheap. Actually, I say that, but last night Dalvin Cook and Zeke were like 9K, so I guess he's not too cheap, but cheaper than he should be to make the lineups easier with no Saquon. Moving on. So this is what really decides the slate to me. If Sterling Shepard's in, so if one of these guys misses, the other one's a lock to me. If they're both in, that's when it gets hard. We know there's Kenny Galladay, so if they're both in, they're both going to start and play a lot of snaps with Darius Slayton. But to me, I always prefer the slot receiver. It's just way easier to get targets, just a higher floor. And as well, for the sake of this matchup, the Chiefs are not good over the middle either. So I prefer, like, best case scenario to me, Shepard misses and Tony's out, or Shepard misses, Tony's in, because Tony would be the easiest lock of the slate. But I feel the same way the other way. Sterling Shepard's been really good when he's played this year. Only made it through 4 games though. But yeah, been really good. Daniel Jones has had a lot of success targeting him, and he's targeting him frequently. So yeah, really like both those guys. And Tony's a guy that he's been in way better than anyone expected. Everyone knew how freakishly athletic he is. But yeah, so we saw this monster 10 catch, 190-yard game last against the Rams, I was very off of him, and this was all in the first drive. He had 3 catches, 36 yards, and got hurt on the first drive. So like he isn't bound for another monster game against the best defense in the league, arguably. So yeah, both these guys are very strong plays. Definitely prefer them over Darius Slayton, although even in his own right, Darius Slayton is a nice little GPP play. Probably not much more than that at the same price. But if one of them misses, he does become a stronger play. But yeah, he's kind of going to be your home run or miss guy. So, but he does get open deep. We've seen it many times in the past. So if they're all in, it's going to come down to who's in the slot. So I don't know what they'll do. We haven't really seen it much this year because when Shepard was healthy, we weren't really seeing Tony. But my guess would be Tony in the slot. Sterling Shepard played on the outside a lot in the past because of Golden Tate. So I'd say he knows the offense better from that standpoint. But that's just a pure guess. Like it's really hard to tell. And Sterling Shepard's a guy that I hate playing him when he's on the outside, and I love playing him when he's on the inside. So it's going to be interesting. So definitely, but like both of them though. Evan Ingram probably overpriced to me. He's just been awful this year. I'm sure because I say that he'll have like an end around touchdown rush today. He's known to do that from time to time. But yeah, I can't see playing him. I'd rather play Nicole Hartman. I'd rather play the kickers at the discounted prices. Dante Perez has been pretty good as of late. I guess he's in play. I'd rather play Ingram, but if both Tony and Shepard are out, he's going to play a lot, so I don't mind it. As I always like the kicker. Last couple spots. I want to look at Kyle Rudolph's playing time. Yeah, he's going to play 50% of snaps. He's cheap. Could get a red zone target. I don't think it's the worst idea to punt with him. Yeah, nothing crazy, but like if he scores a touchdown in this game, I would not be surprised at all. So I don't think he's out of play. John Ross. If both those guys miss, he's in play for a deep touchdown. But I don't expect that to happen. Elijah Penny, I don't hate either. He is a big, bulky fullback type, but he'll play some running back as he's the backup tonight. Yeah, he played 22 snaps last 31%. If he probably gets a couple short yardage carries, if a 4th and 1 or something, very well could get a goal line rush as well. So I don't hate to play either 900. One of these cheap guys are going to score. There's about 10 that are in play, but none of them are like exciting plays. So I'm sure that's what's going to decide takedown. But from a cash standpoint, don't even think you have to really go there. So, yep, that's going to do it. As always, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you next game. Later.